Welcome to Romance Rex, where book besties explore the world of romance novels and encourage you to expand your TBR. Join us as we dive into the hottest releases and hidden gems of the genre. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Romance Rex Pod. Hi, I'm Christina, and I'm currently reading Barbarian's Mate, which is book 6 of the Ice Planet Barbarian series by Ruby Dixon.
Hello, I'm Jordan, and I am currently listening to Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I am also listening to The Maiden and the Unseen by Alexis Rune and Jeanette Rose. I am reading an arc called The Cleaner by Brooke Summer. So buckle up for some bookish banter. And happy birthday to Christina. We're recording on her birthday today.
Thank you.
If she sounds a little bit wiser, a little bit more all-knowing, she's leveled up once again.
I'm not a day over 22.
We're solid millennials. We're solid in the middle there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's
we do
clearly.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear. That's why we use those filters that they have
So
now.
I have my
on all
back
those
pain.
Oh my god.
And I have like 3 pillows.
The pillows are real. And you know what? Ever since the ball, my knees they have not been the same.
No.
Unfortunately,
Jordan.
Deb is not with us again tonight. She's got a lot going on right now a lot going on with family. And this is the last episode we'll have until the new year. So we're going to take like a month and a half off to recalibrate. We're going to come up with some new content. We're going to get to spend some time with our families. Not that this takes all of our time away, but like we have lives. We have a lot going on. We are all moms and this is holidays. Christina and I both have like family birthdays and so much happening. We are going to use that time also to be planning for next year because next year we're going to really hit the ground running, I think, once we get back. And we've got big things both planned and to be planned. So stick with us and we'll take care of you.
2025 is going to be our year.
I think so too. And what a great number. 25. I just love it. It's going to be good.
I know.
But today we're going to focus on the holidays, like winter festive vibes. This is what we're going for. And I think we're going to have a little bit of everything. I will hoe this episode down.
Santa Claus is coming to town. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be all over the place before we forget. Quotes. Christina, why don't you do the quote?
No stress, girl. I got you. All right, here's my quote. This is from Megan Quinn's How My Neighbor Stole Christmas.
Ooh.
Okay, it's kind of a long one. I'm sorry. You, Cole, are about to see an exhibition on what true Christmas spirit is all about. Meeting her intensity because I'm never one to back down from a challenge. I slip on my sash over my head as well. You have no kind of idea the Christmas spirit I possess. I cough up tinsel on the daily. Her nose crinkles. Yeah, well, I drink eggnog like it's water. I bench Santa's sleigh with Bob Krampus ho-ho-hoing in the driver's seat. Her body grows more tense. I dream of sugar plum fairies every night. I pull candy canes out of my ears, I say, realizing this makes zero sense, but finding it more important to drive home the point. My sweat smells like freshly baked cookies. Well, my hair is as coarse as the straw the reindeers eat. My... She glances around trying to think of anything that could be. My nipples shine just as bright as the light on every house in this town. Silence falls between us. Because straw hair and twinkling nipples? Is this really what it's come down to? Yes. Yes, it has.
What? That is
an enemies to lovers.
That is such a Megan Quinn quote. Like,
yeah.
I've read a lot of Megan Quinn. Not that one yet, but
this one's funny. It also has a narrator, and it's like a How the Grinch Stole Christmas retelling. So it also has like that rhyming of that you have in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's a whole thing, and like the narrator talks to the main male character, and he's like, if you don't stop it, I'm gonna make your like dick fall off and stuff. It's so funny.
Oh my god. Okay, I feel like I need to listen to that one. I feel like that would be fun.
That one was fun to listen to. Yeah.
Okay. So I decided to just do multiple quotes from the book I'll Be Home by Tate James and Heather Long because the names in this book are wild, okay? So I'm just going to read some of these quotes.
All right, let's hear it.
Frost, you got run over by rain? The doctor's lip stitched with amusement. You got run over by reindeer? Because that's her name. Rain, Rayne, and then her last name is Deer.
Oh, wow.
And I just need you to picture this because this is not a rom-com. This is a dark Why Choose?
What? Okay.
But it's kind of the only funny aspect about it are the names and the Christmas aspect. So it's an interesting read. Saint Nick, he chuckled, but it was dark and wicked and not even remotely humorous. Like you mean it, Rainbow. Beg Saint Nick like you mean it. Just like this whole thing. Like,
so Saint Nick's fucking the reindeer?
Santa Claus sent an elf to kill me. And whatever was going on in this town, it was even worse than I remembered. Because they're all literal. Remember? Last one. She could have gotten frostbite. I did, I told him, almost cheerfully. Frost totally bit me. It's just, I just love it. It was so good. So, anywho, those are hilarious. All of my quotes. I actually highlighted more, but those are just my faves.
The fact that that's a serious dark romance, but with those kinds of lines cracks me up.
Yes, I'll be talking about it later too. So, don't you worry.
Oh my gosh.
And just to preface this, during this one we talked about it, we're not going to go too heavy into plot for most of these. We're just going to stay like, here are the tropes. Here's what I loved about it. And like, if you're looking for this, you'll love it. I think we're going to stick to that this time just because we have quite a few and we don't want this to be too long because we know that this is a special time of year episode. So
I'll start first.
Okay.
The first book I have is The Very Naughty List by Callie Rose. This book takes place in Montana, where I'm from, so I loved that. It's about a girl named Haley who, on the day of her wedding, finds out like her fiance is fucking her best friend behind the church.
Hate that.
I know. Oh, so she leaves, leaves Montana, goes and like does a career in a big town somewhere far away, comes back for Christmas, right? And she's staying at like an Airbnb, but it's like, you know how like when you share an Airbnb with the owner is still there?
Ugh, yeah.
Ugh, I know. And the owner's like a creeper, right? So her big brothers, the 3 best friends who are triplets, say, oh, you can come stay with us.
Triplets?
Yes.
It's even worse than twincest.
So she's staying over, vibing with the triplets. She's always had a crush on them since high school, right? But, they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
And anywho, she gets a little too tipsy one night and like tells them about her naughty list she has, which is her list of sexual experiences she's wanted to try in her life and has never accomplished. And so the triplets make it their personal like goal to get through her list with her.
Oh, yeah, because as you do when you get drunk.
Plus, they're all fake dating her to keep her from the town's rumor mill about her ex, because also her ex's parents, own the building her mom's and dad's diners in. I'm like, this sounds like small town. Like, it sure fucking does.
Very convoluted. Everybody has a connection.
But I'm like, you want to keep her out of the rumor mill by saying 3 guys are dating her? I don't know if that's the way to go about it.
3
okay.
Triplet. Are they identical?
I think so. Yeah, so then it leads into like, so the tropes are like, hold on, I have them written down here. Okay, brother's best friend, why choose, fake dating, small town romance, and then polyamory. So,
yeah,
it's interesting. The sex scenes are spicy because it includes things like some of the things on her list were like a foursome, which I'm like, how convenient.
Oh, funny. Is it like written on the bottom quickly in like pencil? Like, oh, let me add something. I forgot this one.
Sex in a public place, wearing a remote control vibrator while someone else has the remote,
Perfect.
Being tied up. And then other things I don't want to go into because that's not really my forte, but so there's just things on her list that they're helping her work through. So, well.
Love helpful men. Love it.
Yes.
Love to see that. So supportive.
It's like the 3 wise men.
The 3 kinky Triplet men. Just like Jesus told about in the Bible.
Just like
the three wise men that visited Jesus. I'm never going to look at them the same.
All right. Just kidding.
They were really there to find out who the real father was. Mary's like, sorry, I thought you all knew. We just lost some people. All right, back around.
What you got for us, Jordan?
So I'm going to go a little more wholesome.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not a holiday romance by Camilla Eiley. This is the one that I read an arc for back in September. This is, they say enemies, but really anything contemporary that they say is enemies, I'm just kind of like, unless you are seriously considering killing the other person, I can't really call that enemies. So, but it's a solid rivals though. This is also a brother's best friend. So, Nina is the female main character, and Tristan is her older brother's best friend. Okay. They have literally been pranking each other since she was young. When she overheard something that he said, something not kind about her, when she had like this big like kid crush on him, and he heard him say something to his brother. And of course we learn later the context and stuff matters, but still it was really hurtful to her. And these pranks that they do are actually pretty like intense. Like, and they live in the same city, and they'll like add each other's numbers to these certain lists. And
oh my gosh,
I mean, the banter in this book,
I love banter,
is top notch, just top notch. And the way that it went from enemies to lovers felt so natural and realistic. It didn't feel like one moment, oh, I hate him, and the next, he's just too hot to say no to. It wasn't like that, right? It was a natural progression because they both end up at her family's over the holidays. He can't go to his family's. So her brother invites him to theirs. And
forced
of course he knows their family. It is very much forced proximity. This is not a spicy book. And I can't believe, I mean, it's like the tension is there, and it's like descriptive in the beginning, but it doesn't really go, it's more like you're peeking at the doorway. The door is not all the way closed, but it's not all the way open. You're like looking through a keyhole is the way I describe this one.
Bummer.
So like you get some stuff, you get, but nothing too intense. I need that
door wide open.
And you know what? I would say that too. I did not expect, like, I just read it, and then all of a sudden I got to a point where I'm like, wait, I didn't get to see everything.
Oh,
you see some stuff, but no, it was for me to still like rate it so highly and love it so much. I think says a lot about the writing and the banter. So absolutely give it a read if you're looking for a really good contemporary
romance.
Yeah, it's love it.
So much
in the holiday too.
A good romance. Perfect.
It is.
That's great. Yeah. It's like a Hallmark.
Attention. And it's better than Hallmark. It didn't feel cheesy. I think that's what it was for me. It didn't feel cheesy. I just loved it.
Felt natural. So. That's great.
Yeah. What else do you have for us?
Okay. I have another one called My Favorite Holiday by Lauren Blakely. This is a contemporary holiday romance that has friends to lovers, relationship with your boss, billionaire, single dad, and trying to get back at your ex tropes. So it's got a lot of, and fake dating. So it's got a lot of tropes covered in one little book. Yeah, it's a lot. Right. This is another one where you have the main female character, Fable, on her Thanksgiving dinner, finding her boyfriend cheating on her with the caterer to the dinner. And that's also the same dinner her sister's getting engaged at. And he's a cousin to her new fiance, the sister's fiance. So like they're both going to be in the wedding party, right? So she can't escape this ex who's been cheating. I know, connect the dots. So Fable and her crazy ex both have to be in the wedding party together, even though he cheated, right? But Fable doesn't want to like tell her sister to like ruin her sister's big day, and because her sister like gets engaged on Thanksgiving and wants to have a Christmas Eve wedding. Like, can you imagine the turnaround? Yeah.
People thought I was insane for a 6-month turnaround, but
yeah. So this is like a 24-day turnaround. So she doesn't
during
want
the holidays. How selfish.
I know. And so they're all being invited to this billionaire's big, huge, it's her boss, who's a big billionaire. He's got this huge, like, ski town, like, chalet, right? And so, like, they're going to have the wedding there, right?
Naturally.
So, yes. So, Fable works for an NFL team. She's like a merchandiser for the team. She like makes merchandise, like t-shirts and stuff. She's a designer. And the owner of the team is this billionaire. He's also like a real estate tycoon. That's why he owns this chalet, right? And all this jazz, right? And his aunt keeps trying to set him up with the like who's 100 female single list, right? Right. And so,
yeah. Oh, poor me.
I know. I'm a billionaire. I'm so alone.
Big baby.
But he's also a single dad because he dated some supermodel or some like super singer from England and had a baby with her. It's a whole. Anywho, Fable decides she can get back at her ex by having a fake date. And the guy, his name is Wilder, the NFL owner, thinks that he can get his aunt off his back if he's fake dating too. So they decide to go together to this wedding, right? And stuff's ensuing,
As you know,
and yeah, it's fake date a billionaire, whatever. And he like throws gifts out the window, like I'm like, throw me some, take some of those crumbs, Anywho, sorry. So they've decided they're going to do some fake dating, but maybe they could do some real like physical things in the interim to like get through their needs. But I'm like, that seems like counterproductive. Like, let's fake our feelings, but have like real intimacy. Like, I don't know.
That is such a classic trope. I have so many problems. Like, I love the trope of fake dating, especially going to a wedding. It is a classic one. But like in real life, just tell your family to mind their own fucking business.
I agree.
But in books, it's great. I mean, we eat it up. We love it.
I know.
How was the spice?
Oh my God. It's good. It's really good. There's the dedication says for anyone that's ever wanted to be fucked under a Christmas tree, this book's for you. And so the main character get fucked under a Christmas tree. And I'm like, how sweet, right? Especially if your billionaire boyfriend's wrapping up gifts for you. I mean, under the tree,
especially if he's got like a giant tree, if you know what I mean.
Some wood in that tree.
Put me under that tree. No. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just chaotic.
Perfect.
It's a crazy little fun book, but I really enjoyed it. I really liked just the character development.
Nice. Speaking of fun little short book, I have a novella for us. It's 132 pages. Coming for Christmas by Lizzie B. Brown. I know. And this is kind of like a part 2. She wrote Friendsgiving with Benefits. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She wrote Friendsgiving, and I absolutely loved that one. And that one was a happily ever after for now. So in the first one, Poppy and Nixon, best friends. Like, and they're best friends who have been living together for like a decade. I don't know. It's years and years, like a long time. But they've dated other people. And when they're not dating other people, they fuck. And
makes sense.
They never actually date, but they're sexually compatible.
Friends with benefits. Got
it. Yeah. And they're both bi.
Oh, okay.
And which makes can make things really messy with their overlapping friend group and exes. And like, I mean, this is just messy. But the spice that Lizzie writes, her spice is probably some of my favorite I've ever read. I love it so much. But Nixon is this super kinky nerd bisexual who just wants to be snuggled.
Ooh, that sounds
he just wants snuggles, and he has big feelings. And Poppy's like, gotta do this for my best friend. And he said he doesn't want to be alone for the holidays. So they, in the first one at the end, decide, okay, we're going to have a holiday pact. Coming for Christmas is this holiday pact. And so they decide to not date anyone, but they aren't actually dating. They're pretending to date through the holidays. So until New Year's. So they're going to go through the holiday, right? Of course, there's like feelings or not feelings from certain people. And so this one, they're going on a holiday bar crawl.
Oh,
in
how fun.
in Coming for Christmas, there's this thing in their town where they get punches at, like, I think it's 5 different places if you order the holiday special. And so it's them going around with their friends, and at each consecutive stop, their friends like leave or don't make it. And it's them doing stuff. So there's PDA, secret PDA, like under the table.
Ooh.
And there's jealousy. One of them earns a freebie in the middle of like for whenever pass. They get a whenever pass. So whatever the other person says, they have to do when, no matter where or what it is. So that takes place. Like, the spice is amazing. It's only 132 pages, super hot. I love these characters so much. It's messy. It's a happily ever after for now.
Aww.
We don't know what's going to happen later. I've talked to Lizzie about it a little bit through socials, and I'm so nervous for them, but I love them so much.
You know,
so read it. If you want something short.
PDA under the table is how I got a first date with my husband.
Oh my God, Christina. I'm sorry.
Jordan's like, get a drink of water. Sorry.
Excuse me. I have to process this.
Saying books can imitate real life all the time.
Listen up, kids. If you want to land yourself a husband, just a little under the table when his friends aren't looking. And
it was during the Super Bowl, so football and a hand job, guys can't go wrong.
Stop it. Did you have your next kid like 9 months later? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Just
okay. Anywho.
This took a weird turn. Coming for Christmas, Lizzie B. Brown. Please check it out. You do not have. I highly suggest reading. Friendsgiving with Benefits first. But if you're like, no, I'm here for the holiday cheer, then just do it.
That sounds like so fun. I want to read those books.
Definitely
You've convinced me.
Okay, I believe they're on Kindle Unlimited. So
okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. And we got to meet her. That was so exciting.
I know. She's so great. And she's working so hard on getting her books out. And they're so good.
We love authors. They're the best.
I love the little indie authors.
Best of us.
What's your next one?
God. All right. I have one more book to recommend. It's called A Court of Sugar and Spice by Rebecca F. Kennedy. You need to buckle in, Jordan, because let me tell you.
Does the F stand for fucking? Fornicating?
It stands for holy
fellatio?
Fuck. Here we go. This book is a nutcracker retelling. It follows 2 sisters, Clara and Louisa, who are in their like mid-20s, but they're not allowed to gain their inheritance until they marry or turn 30, because this is Victorian England, you know? But anywho, their father dies, and so they have to go into the custody of their godfather, Drosselmeyer, right? Who's this renowned inventor, right? He's famous for these, like, automatons and dolls he invents that do different tasks around his house. And, like, these girls are creeped out by these things because they, like, look like they're doing, like, human-like things, like stop talking when they walk into the room and stuff. But he's like, no, these are just, like, dolls. They're automatons, you know? And these girls are like, okay. Anywho, he gives them one rule. You can go anywhere in my McMansion, but you can't go to the 3rd floor, right? Where do these girls go?
The third. Why is it always the 3rd floor? It's always the 3rd.
It's the rule.
Pick another floor.
I don't know.
Or the basement or the 3rd floor. That's it.
So these girls, the one who is younger and is like unabashedly like, I'm going to do what the fuck I want, goes to the 3rd floor. And she sees this new little doll, right? And then her uncle Drosselmeyer tells her it's this new invention he's invented called a nutcracker. And she talks about how lifelike it looks. And anywho, a piece breaks off of it. It's wood. And so she, like, gets her finger stuck by it. So her blood gets onto it. And poof, he becomes a fey prince.
You and these inanimate objects with blood and zapping life force. I tell you, you're on a roll.
Yeah, hold on. It gets chaotic, okay? From here.
It's going to get chaotic? Okay. I'm buckled in.
This fey prince wakes up and he tells them Drosselmeyer is like this famous fey kidnapper, and all these automatons are fays he's cursed, right? He goes and kidnaps them from the realm, and then they go to his like secret room on the 3rd floor and they find like all these weird weaponry and stuff, and he takes them through this portal to his world. Okay, this Fey Prince.
Wait, hold on. So their uncle is just, or no, their
godfather.
So, yeah, their godfather. He's just for funsies, just like
he goes.
He's
and
just a collector.
Collects Fae and then curses them to this wooden life, right? And makes them do things around himself. Yeah.
Naturally.
Okay. The Fey Prince takes these girls back. Probably takes them to his world through this portal in Drosselmeyer's office. Okay, they get there, and this Fey Prince is like, you know what? I need to reclaim my kingdom from this fucking Rat King. Now, when I tell you that the Rat King is disgusting, and that it's clearly described how disgusting he is, up into and including his dick size, don't ask me why. But he has like rats that come out of his neck and are like stuck into him, like different parts of their body are like scurrying around him. It's so disgusting. Okay. He seeks help from his cousin, who's the Sugar Plum Fairy. It's another Fey male. Okay. Here's why he's called the Sugar Plum Fairy. Jordan, in case you're wondering, why would he get such a nickname? His cum tastes like sugar plums.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Yes. Yes, I've read enough of this kind of smut now. I know. I am ready for it.
But the fact is, like, in their world, sugar plums, like, taste like the sweetest of anything, but it's not like any one particular taste. You can't place it down. So his cum changes taste every single time he comes. So it's not one particular taste. Like one time it's strawberries and cream, or next time it might be like shortcake or whatever have you. It's just different try every time.
That's just evolutionary way that they're trying to get their dick sucked. Like, you don't know what it's going to be this time.
Take a shot on the jackpot.
Oh, that was on the nose.
It was good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Sugar
and they
plum,
have to go fight.
Fairy dick.
Yes, it's dick for sure. Right? They have this magic. They have to go fight the Rat King. There's like slavery and sexual assault and all this. It's so deep and dark. This is why it's a dark retelling. Okay.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's like. I thought you were gonna say fluffy things, and then you're talking about these dark, horrible things, and you're just like, yeah, good holiday romance.
Hold on, Jordan. Have you ever watched Once Upon a Time?
Yeah, I loved that show.
Okay, you know how like as more seasons came on, like it got chaotic and like, oh, the crocodile's also Peter Pan, who's his dad. It's also this and that, and you're yourself's grandfather.
Yeah,
and
you
crazy,
like
right?
you like even if you wrote it down, you couldn't quite figure out the web after a while, and then you were just watching for the current drama.
Yes.
Yeah,
we were all just in it for Snow White, but anywho. That's what this series is, because this is book 1 of 4. The next one is Alice in Wonderland, then Wizard of Oz, and then the Snow Queen. And they all interconnect all these characters. And it gets so convoluted. And you're trying to keep up with who's who and who's fucking who and where they're fucking at. Anywho, that's my recommendation. Go read The Court of Sugar and Spice.
Did you read them all?
Yeah, I really liked them, but... It was chaotic. It gets chaotic.
Like talking about like it's insane. You're like, yeah, I really liked it.
And then Drosselmeyer comes back up, pops up here and there. It's a whole thing.
Oh my goodness.
It's intriguing.
Okay.
I hope you buckled in for that.
Like, so why choose? Is it why choose?
No, there's two main characters. And two main like male main characters. They pair off. The sisters pair off with them.
Okay. Okay.
But then you have others, like you have Alice that gets with Dorothy and all this, and
yeah. Naturally.
Yeah, well, why not, right?
Alice and Dorothy. Actually, that would be a good pairing. I like that. Okay. So I have a few more. I have actually a few more, but I won't tell them all. I'm going to mention Dashing All the Way. So I'm just going to mention these like quickly. Dashing All the Way by Chelsea Curdo. This one just came out December 1st.
Ooh.
Shout out to Chelsea. She's amazing. If you haven't listened to our interview with her, please go do that. This follows Margot, whose ex-boyfriend, who she dated for 6 months, she found cheating on her, told her, but that's not even what bothered her. But that's not even what bothered her. What bothered her most was that he once told her, like, you could never run a half marathon. Like, straight up just said, like, there's no way you could ever do that. So that inspired her. She's like, I'm going to run this half marathon. They broke up, obviously, when she found out. But she does it. She does the damn thing. But then she, like, collapses after, like, crossing the finish line. So she crosses
13
then,
miles.
Collapses.
Badass bitch.
Right. And she, like, PR'd as she's doing it. Like, I learned new things about running because I don't fucking run.
No.
So Finn catches her, and you get both POVs. So then we get POV of Finn catching her, and Finn's like, how do I recognize this girl? And then she gives her name, and he's like, oh shit, this is my son's girlfriend. So he is only 16 years older than his son. He had his son when he was 16. Great relationship with his ex. They dated for years, and they're like, we're not meant to be together. So he has a great relation. Yeah, he has a great relationship with his ex and with her husband, and they have new kids. So like,
that's so good to hear.
There's none of that kind of drama. They happen to run into each other again at a bar later, and it's just really hot. Like Chelsea said this. Yeah, Chelsea said this is going to be the spiciest book she's ever written, and there was a lot. It's good. It's like almost erotica. I think there's still a lot of plot for 204 pages, but it's definitely her spiciest. I
love that. I love
when he learned what his son did. He was very much like, son is a fucking asshole and didn't deserve you, and they're just friends with benefits, and
they don't get in like a relationship.
Eventually they might, but I don't want to give it away. Like, really what you see,
gotta read it to find out.
Yeah, timeline wise is only 2 weeks. You don't get past that 2 weeks until the epilogue. So it was a short book. It's really good, spicy. He's an EMT, but he moonlights secretly as a spicy audiobook narrator.
Oh my God, I love that.
And there might be a scene in his home studio while he's narrating a stalker romance.
Oh my God, Jordan's favorite.
No, actually, I'm not in it for stalker. I do like dark. Lights Out, I loved. That got me like, oh, maybe I could do the right kind of stalker.
If Dev was here, it'd be for her.
Yeah, Dev, definitely. So anyways, that one was good. I'll Be Home by Tate James and Heather Long, the one that I mentioned at the beginning with all those quotes. I'm not quite done with yet. Please check the trigger warnings on that one. That one is super dark.
Oh man.
Like it covers a lot of past sexual assault, child labor, all this stuff. It involves an orphanage, and there's a lot of heavy things in this. So please, if you're like, oh, I don't know if that'd be for me, then it's probably not going to be for you, because things are described in ad nauseum. But if you like dark romance, this one's good, and it's fucking hilarious, but so dark. That's all I have to say about that one.
I love it.
That's all I have to say about that one. The last one is one I just finished. This is also dark. Hunted in Holly, a dark fantasy romance by Leanne Bell. I just read the arc. It came out November 1st this year. But this is the new queen of the South Pole, daughter of Mother Nature. So Mother Nature, her castle and region were in the South Pole. She thinks that the king of the North killed her family and decimated her land, and that's how she became queen.
Oh my lord.
So she has these powers. So all of these saints and minor deities, so she's technically a minor deity. The world at large doesn't know they exist, but they're there.
Like
so that's
the
kind of paranormal. Yeah, so that's the kind of the paranormal that we're dealing with. But she goes in there to try to infiltrate the North Pole and kill him and assassinate
super spy
Nicholas. But she gets caught, and he catches her. They have this moment. It turns. So do you know? Yeah, you know, what is it called? The Most Dangerous Game. You know that story and that premise. The Most Dangerous Game, where these rich people got so bored hunting big game that they hunt people.
So they hunted humans. Yeah.
So he says, "I'm going to release you, and if you can survive and stay away from me for 3 days, I'll let you go. If not, you're here. You're mine. And you're going to be my wife."
Okay. He'd be fine to me in the next minute.
She's new to her powers and her role, and he is not. And so he is just toying with her. It's very much a cat and mouse game.
Oh my God, I love this.
There is super questionable consent in one scene. Fair warning. So I would say this is questionable consent, not even dubious. I mean, this is there was no consent. Anyways. but it's 119 pages.
You wouldn't say short and
Tension
sweet,
hot.
short and dark.
Primal play, like, but he's obsessed with her, like, because you get both
You
POVs.
are speaking my language, Jordan.
Yeah, he's obsessed.
Give it to me.
Yeah, so Hunted and Holly, Leanne Bell.
Oh my God. I'm going to go download that.
So dark. I know, it's short. It's good.
Gimme.
Some classics I didn't mention because I know they're on a lot of lists already, but Gifting Me to His Best Friend by Katie Robert. Such a good novella. It's a husband and wife, and they bring in his best friend, and there's MM in it too. So I know, more to love. And then and then of course Tangled in Tinsel by Trulina Pucci is on my forever holiday list. So,
and we have more on our Instagram too.
Yeah, I added all of them in a special post on our Instagram, and I think did you add that on TikTok? Yeah, so if you want to reference those and you want even more, you can go there. I know a number of the authors commented and liked that post, so they're aware of it. So if you want to find the authors too, you can go through that channel. So that was really great.
Yeah. I hope everyone gets to enjoy some cozy time with some hot cocoa.
I know.
And the lights of the Christmas tree and a good book.
And some hot MMCs.
Yes. Hot cocoa and hotter characters.
Hot scenes, baby. So good. You know, happy holidays, whether you celebrate something or you don't celebrate something. Sometimes these are just like
have
fun.
A great season.
Enjoy family, friends. I know this can be a hard time for a lot of people too. So if you're looking to escape, please use some of these. If you have any questions about them or you're like, what did you mean by that? Please reach out to us. You can send us fan mail directly from wherever you're listening, or you can find us on our socials.
We love to
and message us there. We do. Ask us questions.
It
give us some
makes
feedback.
Jordan's feet kick.
Yeah, feedback too. If you have something specific, a trope or something you really want to hear about in the new year, please let us know. We're putting together our schedule now. Regardless, we want to thank you for listening to us ramble about our holiday books. If you're looking for more Romance Recs, please be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok and on Threads at Romance Recs Pod. You can find our favorite book recs from our episodes as well as behind the scenes content. Again, that's at Romance Recs Pod. So make sure to give us a follow, and we'll be back in the new year with a lot more content.
Yay. Can't wait.
Bye.
Bye, guys.